Hello, Tim here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited about this because we're going to have a ball, literally. I'm going to be talking about how you turn a ball on the lathe. And you might ask, well, what do I need a ball for? Might be a lot of different reasons. If you're doing architectural detail, like the top of a newel post, or maybe you want to do on your fence post a ball. Fun thing to do, like a ball and cup, like this little toy here. This has seen a lot of use over many years. This ball here, I took out of a just leftover piece of wood. The advantage of wood turners is they can use wood that other people got to throw away or don't have any use for. Looks like a little planet, like Jupiter or something like that. So I'm going to take this piece of wood here, which is a chunk of wood that I found on a construction site. It's white oak, and I dated it 2019, and it's had a little bit of a tear out there when the tree fell. So I'm off-centering this side here to compensate. This side here is okay. So when I get it on the lathe, it'll wobble a little bit. You'll see how that does that, but we'll straighten it out. So in preparation, you find your piece of wood that's going to work for you, and preferably one that's got some interesting things, the character to it. Then you're going to need to make yourself a template. This is the way I do it anyway. And these I find really useful. These are just drafting templates. Hard to find now. They used to be pretty common in most art supply stores. And it's a 2 1/4 inch diameter. And so that, when you know what size, and that's what I checked here, 2 1/4 will just get me there with that defect there. Hopefully it'll spin out and be good. If it's not, I'll have to make it a little bit smaller. Right now I'm using a piece of stiff paper stock here, so I'm drawing there's the center, and here's the center here and here. Okay, now I'm drawing the center line between the two, and I need to allow for like a dowel pin or a tenon on either side of the sphere here. So I'm going to allow 3/16 of an inch, and that's where this is going to get cut out. So this is going to be pretty much like this one here. That's 2 1/4 there to there, center line, and that would be right there. If you don't want to do more than one, then cardstock, heavy cardstock will be fine. But if you're going to do multiple ones, you're going to have a stiffer template. And then let's go to the lathe. All right, you see that little bit of wobble I'm taking out with the roughing gouge. And now I'm setting my caliper to a little over 2 1/4, so I have material to work with, and checking my progress, and mark the center there, and then that gives me the parameters for how big a diameter it's going to be. I get my small calipers and check my progress with the tenon to make sure it's right at the right side before I start turning it round. Now somewhere in here, it's been edited out, but somewhere in here I had a mishap where the tool caught the wood and a piece flew out. So in order to repair that defect, I ended up having to make the ball a little bit smaller, and it was unintentional. Had it had to be exact, I would have had to just start over with a new piece. But in this case, it didn't really matter, so I just continued on. And now I'm finishing up, doing the final sanding, and then I take it out, I cut the tenons off, and then I turn the ball a 1/4 turn between a homemade chuck and then the tailstock, which just pressure fits it in there, so I can just, and I move the ball around a few times to make sure that it's all round. And then that's it. So after the turning, and you saw what I did on the lathe, let's just check and see what, here's the original one that I copied. And you can see here, a little too small. So I corrected it, but made it a little bit smaller. Still looks kind of cool, but here's what to keep in mind. Things like that happen, and if you had to make something exact same size, then I'd have to start over. And in this case here, it didn't matter. I was just doing something for fun. It's round, and I'm going to put some finish on it. It'll kind of come to life a little bit better. Move this out of the way. And I'm using what I like is Mahoney's walnut oil. And you can see how that just kind of brings the life into it. And I do a lot of my finishing with this. This round ball, however, I could not finish on the lathe while it was spinning, so I have to do it by hand like this. So there it is. Got a little bit of quarter sawn look to it on the side there. And maybe not as dramatic as this piece here, but it's still cool. And we're done. Thanks for watching. On a future video, I'm going to talk about how to do a ball and cup, and we'll do this exercise again without the ball. We'll just talk about the cup part, and we'll put it together, and you can have fun with that. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. I'll see you next time.